Welcome to Unpacking.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Naya. Once a couple.
Now uncoupled. And as you possibly can tell, we're still friends
Yes.
and doing life as co-parents. And yeah, we're here to just unpack our journey and talk about our relationship, things we learned along the way. And today, we're going to learn why we are no longer together. So brace yourselves, buckle up.
we don't script any of these episodes. We may just lead with knowing that we want to talk about this particular thing, and then it evolves into whatever it does. So today we're going to be talking about the reasons behind our journey, which led us to this podcast of uncoupling and unpacking, right? I'm actually excited about this one because I feel like I have a lot to learn.
I'm glad one of us is excited about this one. But yeah,
Mark is nervous.
I am. I am.
So, why are you nervous?
Because,
You want to unpack that?
yeah, this is probably going to be the episode where I'm most transparent, most vulnerable. Uh, and I was about to say most honest. I've been honest in all the other ones, just for the record. But I think this is going to be the one that is probably the most, um, I don't want to say earth shattering, that might be hyperbole. Hyperbole.
Just depends on
Well, those.
what part of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. But, let's go on. Let's see how
Okay.
it goes.
So, our backstory, if you've listened to some of our other episodes, we're not sure exactly how we're going to post these, but um, we met in 2009.
Yeah, I want to say 2008.
Yeah, 2008 in Nairobi, Kenya. I was working there. I was working for a nonprofit in the healthcare capacity building and stuff like that. And we used to attend the same church. So uh, we met. I got a longer contract, lived in Kenya for a lot longer, and then decided to find a church home, um, which was where I started going. And I joined the worship team and other ministries at the church. And we became, Mark was a part of the worship team at that time. Although I had not met him because he was traveling for work, working in the airline industry. So story is we met over lost luggage. That's really
Yeah.
how it happened. I think I was traveling from, what was it, Botswana? Yeah, Botswana to Nairobi. It should not be that complicated. South African Airlines is something else. Back then they were. Hopefully they're better now. And then transferred on to Kenya Airways. Uh, and then between Joburg and Nairobi, my luggage didn't get to Nairobi. So I was, see, when I go in something, I go all in. Like, I was leaving Botswana that morning, like, I gotta go for choir practice. And literally got off the plane, could not find my luggage, and was like, I don't care, take me to church because I gotta be there for choir practice. And so when I got to church that day, one of my friends, Ray Bunches, just incredible human. I'm like, dude, I lost my luggage. What am I supposed to do? Oh, he's like, come, let me talk to this guy. He works for the airline. So I'm like, okay, introduce me to the baggage handler. He was not the baggage handler, but he was like, I'll look into it, blah, 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 blah. So that's how we met. Um, and then I don't know if it was because of his effort anyway, the baggage was retrieved. It was delivered to the place that I was staying a couple days later, and everything was good. That was it. That's how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think in that after that, we were both not traveling as much. So Nairobi was based, and I would travel to Botswana mostly, some to Uganda, and then within Kenya. But um, and then Mark would travel for work to US, wherever,
Japan.
Japan, everywhere. So we were all over the place, and we just happened to be back in Nairobi at the same time. Um, you know, and both on the worship team. I love music, and um, he used to play the guitar, but very shy. Like if you had like said that's gonna be your future husband, I've been like, what? You do not know me.
I'm so glad you said that in public because I meet so many people and I tell them I'm actually a shy person. They don't believe me. They just don't. I think because of the work I had to do, I had to always talk in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate this. That introverted self had to kind of be put on the back burner because of work. So
Yeah, he was so shy. Like he wouldn't talk or anything, and like we would be in different situations. Like I think I remember going to this hotel one time. What was it? One of those like posh hotels that people have all over Nairobi. And what's that one? Like by the I don't remember what it's called.
Bournemouth? No.
No. Anyway,
Eka?
not Egna.
Yeah, not
It's like close to where June used to work.
Oh, Serena.
Serena. Yes. Was it Serena?
Yeah, she's talking to Serena.
Yes, I know. Okay. Anyway, so I had gone to meet, I don't remember who I was meeting, and you were meeting someone there too. And it was like you literally saw me, and then you're like bend your head, and you had your guitar, and you're like walking fast. And I'm like, this dude is so weird, you know, like goodness gracious.
I totally forgotten that incident.
Do you remember
Yeah,
now?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Elephant brain here. If I have to forget something, it has to be intentional. I'm just gonna delete that from my brain. But I try to remember just good bad things. I do remember, but it is.
Yeah, you remember bad things.
Yes. Who does not?
That's true.
Yes. Anywho, that's how we met. And then I think I had to do like I got more and more involved. I've always been big, like you said in the last episode, I'm a big planner. So I used to I hosted a few like sort of like vision boarding exercises, discovering your purpose type of things at church. And then Mark attended one of them. And then he asked me for a private session. And that's how, like, to dive deeper into his purpose and everything like that. Um, so that's when we had our first one-on-one type of situation space, and then we're both on the worship team, and then both kind of got into leadership roles in the worship team, and then somehow coordinated some other thing.
I think you were put in charge of Bible study and I was put in charge of prayer.
Bible study, y'all.
Yeah.
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 And journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we decided, we said, you know what? You do Bible study, I do prayer. So let's align prayer and Bible study. You know, so then that's what we're putting over
Mm-hmm.
a couple other times. And then, yeah, we blossomed into friendship because it's one thing to meet someone. Like, so our first meeting was meeting to work on purpose, right? And how I conducted my sessions was I used some templates of my vision board, how you know, the steps I went through to work on defining my purpose in that season. And so if you were in my session, you kind of, it was intimate, you kind of got to know me a little bit, right? On a kind of a deeper level. And then, so now sitting with him and kind of going through some exercises as well, help, really break the ice. It's like going deep from the get. And I think it's a really nice way to meet someone because no fluff. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
what are you about? Like, how do you handle your business? What are your goals? And that's a really great icebreaker. So, hey, if you're meeting someone around the new year, you'll be like, hey, let's do a vision boarding, purpose defining exercise. I think it's a really great way to,
Yeah.
um,
You cut out all the fluff and
yes,
the lovey-dovey stuff and whatnot. That can cloud vision.
absolutely.
You can, and I think I find a lot of people you're posturing a lot at that point. Right? You're trying to put your best foot forward. You're getting all dressed up and all this. You're trying to impress each other. There's that game, that dance, and that's not a bad thing, but tends to be superficial. And that's why you find a lot of times people who meet in a very in the kind of conventional way and don't talk about this deep stuff. When you're in the relationship, then you're like, oh no, I know this. You're not the person I thought you were. Yeah, well, they
You
were
didn't really
pretty
know who I was anyway.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I guess if that's anything like, and maybe, again, this is just hindsight. I think that's why I'm able to say that my goal is to support him on, this journey of life that we have somehow been knitted together to do by virtue of having children together and being family forever. And that's one thing I think that kind of eases this journey as we unpack is really saying that we don't have to like each other, but we're gonna be family forever because we have those two children that we have to co-parent. You know, now, of course, there's situations where some people give up parental rights, and there are all kinds of things that happen. But what set the foundation then at the beginning of our relationship persists because at the core, whether we're talking about, yes, childhood trauma has creeped up and has done its thing and really messed with the foundation of the relationship that we had, um, understanding each other on a deeper level, and then saying we are lacking in some areas of compatibility. Um, but purpose persists, right? It may evolve and change over time, but the core of it remains. And I feel like when you really understand that about your life partner, your spouse or your ex, then it allows the journey to be easier.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And like, I think the important word is the foundation because we cut out all that fluff right from day one and got to foundations. Like, what are you really about? And that fundamentally has not changed. Um, your value system, your thought patterns and stuff. Those can change and stuff over time, but the fundamentals, you know, how you think about your extended family, how you think about money, how you think about, other relationships, how you think about life in general, you know, remains basically um, as a foundational element, you know. And again, people who, you meet someone in a place where it's more casual and they're not having those kinds of discussions, um, or you jump straight into something romantically and you haven't really got to know this person and you decide to move it forward. And then when you guys have, gone down a path and maybe gotten married or whatever, and then this person now shows their true colors. Those colors were always there. It just didn't give opportunity to see them in that light because they're distracted by all these other nice, shiny, bright lights.
Shine now, Jason.
Yeah, yeah.
See your true colors shine.